Good afternoon, everyone. It's a Saturday afternoon here in Melbourne. Nice and sunny after a bit of a rain spell, but it's looking like the weekend might turn out to be pretty good. Now, just a little a little roundup of what I've actually been doing for the last couple of weeks in relation to products that I believe are useful for RC racer, RC flyer, RC boater, whatever you want to do it, and whatever you want to call it. I'll display them now and give you an idea what they are. Pardon me. Still can't get rid of this cough. Going to see the doctor in about a week's time, proper doctor this time. But I will show you what they are, and basically they are all on the e-store on the website for you to collect. And I've actually gone through quite a fair bit of it at the moment. A lot of it's been picked up pretty well. To begin, 2 new cases for parts and bits and pieces. One is a tiny 10, if you want to call it, 10 compartment case, pop open, literally to be able to carry 10 sets of springs. Springs will actually fit in there quite nicely, up to 22mm, 2 springs per point. So you can carry all your springs in one case, so they're not floating around your pit bag trying to figure out where they live. That's the smaller version of the 2 that I do have. The next one is a 15 case one, which is just for slightly larger items, springs as well, or bits and pieces similar. But the good thing about this one is, if you look carefully, it has curved bottoms, which means it doesn't matter what you put inside, you can actually put your fingers into it and be able to drag stuff out a lot easier by grabbing it instead of it getting caught into a corner. So they're available on the website at the moment. They're literally the cheapest things I've been able to find that make sense. $4. They're on the website. Got plenty of stock of those at the moment. Tried and tested, I should say. Portion of what I carry have been the titanium screws that I actually have had made, specifically because I've had queries on the depth of where the hex goes and how much perch it has for the hex driver. The head's nice and tiny, so it doesn't grab aggressively, but it's got a long perch, so you get a long section of the actual driver into these to be able to secure them properly. These I have in stock, stacks of in 6, 8 and 10mm. All titanium, machined titanium, not the cast and pressed ones. So I've got plenty of those in stock. One of my drivers and his son, Simon Healy and Nathan Healy, use them on their buggies. When you see them at the track, whether it be down at Keele or Knox or whatever, just ask them about it. They've got some good things to say about it. Not because they're my drivers, but because they do like the way they work. Okay, that's that one. Something new to the store, and again in 3 different sizes, which is 8, 10 and 12, are black, and it will be soon in other colours. But I thought I'd go gothic black at the moment, which are these aluminium button head screws for the top of your car, not for the bottom. So anything that screws down from the top into a bulkhead or otherwise, you can actually now use, because there's not a lot of strain on the top screws. The bottom screws have a lot of the strain, so you tend to use, and you want to try and keep your weight down. But to give you an idea, these will do the top bulkheads, towers to bulkheads, stuff like that, where you can use a button head screw. Black anodized, shiny black anodized, so it's goth black, I'd call it, in aluminium. So you're taking the weight at the top of the screw, top of the chassis I should say, and putting it way down below. I've got those in stock at now, and there will be new sizes and also colours forthcoming in next month and a bit, and however long it takes me to get the items. But they're currently available in black. Okay, so I've got plenty of those in 8, 10 and 12, and they come in a packet of 10. Not 3, not 4, not 6, not 8, but a packet of 10. They're proven to be really popular. Tried and tested, been with me for quite a while. 5mm short, 14s. Their total length is 14, but the actual shank that goes in the battery is 12mm. And these ones are 6-pointed, so they've got a little bit better reach into the hole and perch into the hole to hold it in place. If you find that they tend to lose their grip and they tend to be really loose, just chuck a knife in between the actual the cuts and actually spread the tongues a little bit more. I've always got those in stock. they're always available and been the most popular plug I've had in the last 4 years. I keep ordering these in big bags, big bags. What else have got? More screws, but they're the same ones. I just finished a batch putting them into... Oh, and you get funky stickers with them as well. Same as that, I've got to put some stickers in this stuff. This is my take on the... pardon me. My take on the heatsink. They call it a heatsink, but it's basically the plug arrangement for 5mm plugs. Sorry, 5mm plugs for 5mm batteries. These are done in Gothic black. Oh, I got this thing with black. It looks good. Black and red, no. I have been asked, possibly later, but these are black and black with the positive and a negative marked on the top of each one, so you can see what's negative, which is positive. And as a course of just being sensible about it, when you do your wiring in your buggy, your car, whatever it is, you choose the battery packs that you want to run in relation to where the positive and negative sits. Then you make the positive or negative lead, whichever is closest to ESC, the shortest lead. So there's no chance of you connecting that to the opposite side, which is the opposite polarity of what you're trying to put together. This is the same with these. These are a little bit taller than standard, only because it gives you a better reach with your fingers to pull them out of the actual terminals of the battery packs. Because the plugs are quite tight, they have to be for good connectivity, and you don't want them rattling while you're racing or stuff like that. But these are quite tall with a section cut. If you can't see it, the section milled inside it, so you can actually get your fingers around it properly to grip it and pull it out. So these are new. I've had these for about the last 3 weeks. I've sold quite a few. I've got more. I've got stacks in stock. They are a decent product, and they do the job that they've been designed to do. They can accept up to 12 gauge wire, up to 10 gauge wire, but 12 gauge is easy. They've got a longer enough screw that it clamps down on top of the actual how would you call it, the plug. Once the wire is soldered, that once it's actually tightened down, they will not rattle, they will not come off. And you can always just tighten it if they do become a little bit loose, whatever it may be. Plenty of those in stock, available to order now if you wish. Okay, next on the list, my favorite. I've had these for the last 5 years and I keep ordering them in. I still have a few left until the next batch I do. Tie bags. Some of you guys have actually seen these when I've been at the track and have asked the question, what are they? Well, because you don't go through your tires, one set of tires on a meeting, and if you do have multiple tires, you want to keep them nice and tidy. You don't want them rolling around in a manky plastic bag and that type of stuff. These tie bags I've had now for about the last 4 years, and people are only just finding out about it now. I don't get it. It's unless you're popular, you don't know anything. You don't sort of get into the crowds, but these have been available for the last 5 years. It carries a full set of either what would you call it? Full set of Tourers, full set of 12th scale, not 10th scale foam rubber. It might be a tight squeeze, but they will go in there, but it'll be a tight squeeze. What I do is at the end of the race, I clean and goop the tyres, shove them in there, and they're ready to go for the next race meeting. Those I have in stock. They come as a pair in a packet. They're on the website. I've got about 50 pairs left, but they are ready to go. Same as the other stuff I've shown you. A reintroduced item to the RC car side of it to help guys set up their cars. It's old school, it's good school, it does the job well, and I can't complain. It does it very, very well. Just a bit of learning there as well to how to use it properly. Tweak station. That's been reintroduced by myself. I haven't seen these on the market for quite a while. I thought, damn, that's a good little naffy thing to have in your pit bag, so you can actually check and see if your car's tweaked. Because if your car's tweaked, you'll know, because as soon as you pull the trigger, it'll want to do a doughy or go smacking left or right, depending on what you're finding out is wrong with the chassis. Especially if you had a big hit 2 races before, it could be tweaked. these come supplied and you can actually have them sitting on your table like that in a foam, EVA foam holder, engraved with Pit Lane, which is the brand that I I put together for these items, not R.A.B Hobbies, but Pit Lane. But I have these in stock currently. I've already sold quite a fair few of these, and the guys that have used them up till now have commented that it is a brilliant little item, very inexpensive to keep in your box, to be able to just make sure your car's not tweaked. And that's going with as well the how would you call it, the shocks as well. You do droop your ride height and all that type of stuff, then you do your tweak, and this is what you have sitting there to help do your tweak. They've been around for a long time. I just thought I'd introduce it, something to have, which is the best part of it. Okay, getting on to the last in the list. I'll put that sticker in there. Everyone gets a sticker. I'll pop that there. Last on the list. I'm a lazy man. I do everything by sight. I couldn't justify the cost of some of the setup stations that were floating around. They're all good. They're all good. They all do the job they're meant to, but some of them are nudging the $400 mark. I just can't justify it. I'm a cheap ass racer. My mates tell me that. I know that. And I do appreciate their honesty. But I like to save money. I don't want to overspend on stuff because really it is a hobby to be enjoyed. If you want to take it to the grave with yourself, by all means it is up to you. But it's not do all and end all. So I went out of my way and had that made. I'm being lost behind the camera. Setup station for 1/10. There's a 1/8 arriving, but this is just under the $100 mark. It is the same quality, checked and verified by a few guys, including myself, to a lot of the brand name, in one brand name in particular. It does exactly the same. It's calibrated and set. All the marks are identical to the one name brand that everyone knows, but at just under the $100 mark, not 200, not 300 bucks. It is a cheap alternative that does exactly the same, and you don't feel like you've been burnt trying to buy a said unit to check your car if your caster camber toe in toe out is correct. It comes with the gauge. It sits in there so it doesn't get dinged around, and that is the gauge with the markings on it, as you can see. That sits in there so I don't get scratched on it. Available. We'll always have this in stock. It is a good alternative instead of spending the $200, $300, $400 mark on it. Screws for it come in here in a little pouch so they don't roll around. I can't, how would you call it? I can't praise the company I purchased out of and had the all the logo done on it as well as Pit Lane Hobbies. They've been really good, looked after me on price. The quantities that are needed, and the quality of the unit is spot on. There's two versions of this. This is the cheaper version because it's chamfered clean aluminium. The slightly dearer version, which is identical to a no-name brand as well, is blackened all the way around. I thought, look, let's try and keep it under the $100 mark, and that's what this has turned out to be. Under the $100 mark, it does what it needs to do. If you like following brands, by all means, it's up to you. If you get a kick out of it, I do not hold it against you. A lot of people like brands and brand following and all that type of stuff. This is just for the guys that are club bashers, club racers. They're there to have a good time and enjoy themselves, but need to have something there to be able to make sure that the car's straight and is going to work well. So that's the pride and joy of what I've gotten together, and already gone through quite a few of these. There's going to be another order going through. I still have some in stock, but there's going to be constant orders of these coming through. Only because of the pricing, it makes it viable and affordable. Same as a tweak station. That's always going to be in stock, and just getting more of those. I've gone through a few of those. And as I said, all of these items, all in stock in the new funky packaging. I like that. It looks nice. All in funky packaging. That's the old packaging. I still got plenty of those. I won't be changing those in the new packaging. Sorry guys, you don't get the new one. And obviously the two cases, a small 10 and a big 15, to hold especially if you've got a lot of springs, holds all your springs. It is touring car orientated. It's not, sorry, off-road, bigger spring cases, but eventually, just have a look at that and make sure it's all good. But eventually, I hope to try and actually get a lot more of the off-road stuff organised. But for the setup station, there is a 1/8 coming. It's about maybe, it's extended a little bit. It's maybe about 10 of another 14 days at least. There's a production that didn't come through, so I'm hanging out for that to be done. That's organised. You can see it on the website too. There's 10 initially coming through. There's another 10 about another 2 weeks after these arrive. Just not to be over bulked up and all that type of stuff. But pre-orders welcome. If you want to put it on, you'll be the first in line to actually get the 1/8 one. And it, as I said, it mimics the known brand spot on, and it does exactly the same. Quality is identical to the one I've got. But have a look, please, by all means. Have a look and see what is on the website. You might find something that's more useful to you than the next person, but everything is a matter of choice. Thank you for your time. I hope all that makes sense. This is not a polished video by Disney or Warner Brothers or anything. This is by me on my phone. Hope you enjoyed it. If you've got questions, put them down in the remarks or give us a buzz, send us a text or whatever you need to sort of answer some questions. Thank you very much for your time. Good luck on your racing, good luck on your flying, and I'll catch you at the next event. Ciao for now.